Welcome to Arctic Pythons. Thanks for joining us. So I just, wanted to let my viewers know and the people out there, I'm a pretty open person, other than some of my, personal things like my past. I don't talk about that a lot because I'm living right now, pretty much. But anyways, I just want to let y'all know like what our plans are here. This isn't my business. I by trade am an industrial mechanic. I work, at industrial buildings and doing, high voltage stuff, running high voltage electricity to machines, and I have 2 college degrees. That's what I went to school for. So anyways, just letting you know a little bit about us and what our goal is, and what some other keepers' goals might be, or what your goal might be as far as keeping your animals. Maybe your animal's just a pet. Maybe you have breeding plans. Maybe whatever. So we'll talk about that a little bit, about what our goal is, where we're headed. Be pretty open about that. If there's other people that want to join in and have the same goal, cool. That's fine with me. I really don't care. I don't have like some breeders, and I'm not knocking them. It's fine to do this. You can, have plans and not tell anyone about it, and then all of a sudden when you drop it, it's this big bomb. I want you guys to be a part of Arctic Python. So when you purchase one of our babies, you understand that the breeding of them and bringing them to life and choosing of what we're doing here is as much a part of you as it is a part of us. That's what I want. My goal is, I love these animals, okay? I love keeping these animals. I have the desire to breed them. I do have a goal, but I want everyone involved. All my viewers, I want them involved in the process. Nothing that goes on here as far as our animals and stuff is going to be secretive. If one passes away, you'll know about it. Whatever happens, you'll know about it. Because, like I said, I want you guys to be a part of it. We're not huge. Maybe you think my direction is dumb. That's fine. Maybe you want to drop an FU in the chat, whatever. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to be a part of Arctic Pythons and what we're doing here, and leave comments, helpful comments, be courteous and kind, but things like that. Like I said in my previous video, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch my previous video. I talked about how I got into reptiles, and what I used to breed and what I used to do with those animals, and some things that have happened in my life to bring me to where I'm at now. But bad things happen in your life, and a lot of times they work out in the end for the best. So anyways, let's get rolling. So first off, I've been married to my wife now for 4.5 years, going on 5 years. I told you, if you watched the previous video, I went through a divorce and lost my whole collection for the 2nd time. Both of my collections I had to sell off because of divorces. And I'm not going to get into the details of it. It is what it is. I'm just headed down a different path than they are, or were, or whatever. I don't even know what they're doing. So anyways, this is where I'm at now. As soon as we got this home, we lived with my mother-in-law, and I had snuck a bumblebee ball python downstairs and I kept it in a cage in the closet. And it's because I love animals so much, and it was kept good and everything, but her parents hated animals, so I had to sell it. And they told me I couldn't have one, but I did it anyways. Just kind of how I am. But when we moved in this place, I had already been trying to decide, what I want to do with my hobby. My hobby, my love, is reptiles and cars. I love lowriders. I like lifted trucks. I like anything with an engine. Maybe that will become part of our video too, is the lowrider I'm building right now, but I'm getting off topic. But anyways, I had already studied a lot about what I wanted to breed. I thought really hard about carpet pythons. They get fairly big. You can do a lot with them, and this and that. You know, Australia, no more importing. A lot of places, there's no more importing of wild type animals to get the newest, craziest morph. But that really isn't my goal. After watching several videos and things, a lot due to Garrett Hardle, you know, I'm bad with names, so if I blow it out of the water, just, you know, correct me in the chat. But I want to say his name's Aaron Metcalf. You know, I've talked with several people that breed the bigger retics and different things like that, and I decided that my goal is to find a morph that hasn't been brought down into the super dwarfs. Okay, and I love super dwarfs because they still get big. They are at full size can still be an impressive, shocking animal for your non-reptile keeper or any animal keeper to see. I mean, they still get 8 foot long. You know, in between 6 to 8 foot long, a high percentage dwarf. That's still a big snake. I mean, it's not a 20-foot snake, but you're talking still a serious animal. And I love them. I mean, dwarfs, yeah, are kind of more in the middle of your mainland and your super dwarfs, and that's kind of my love is dwarfs. But I like the super dwarfs too, especially my girl here. She's awesome. Her personality's just cool. Everything about her, you know, I love her. So our goal is to bring down a morph that I haven't seen, and in recent study found out that someone else has already brought it down. But that's fine. I'm going to bring down a different line because other lines still need to be brought down. And so that's what I'm doing, okay? So let's talk about it a little bit. What do I have here? Total snakes I have that are Arctic pythons. Probably isn't shocking to you because I'm starting. I have 2, okay? This one right here was $1,200. That's what she cost me. She came from Cold Hearted Exotics, and her name's Asia. We talk about her all the time, so let's get her out. Asia's going on almost 2 years old, believe it or not. You know, you go off the time that the animal's born or hatched or whatever, and kind of size and things like that. So let's get her out. She's been sitting all day. Maybe she'll bite me. I don't know. I don't really care if she bites me, as long as it's not like a food response. Because I really don't want to get coiled by a big animal. She's not big, but I don't really want to stress her out and get coiled by her. Getting bit, I don't really care. That doesn't bother me. Don't shit on me either. She's almost going into shed. So this is a 2-year-old, 50%, and she's going into shed. So your eyes are opaque. She's 2 years old. I mean, look at her. I got her when she was about 6 months, and this is her. So all the bigger she is. 3-4 years old, she'll be able to breed, right? Okay. She's an A male, pos head, normal, Clark strain albino. That loves to get all dirty. Hey. Anyways, there you go. I feed them once a week. They get an animal a little bit bigger than the girth of the body of the animal. Once a week, that's all I feed them. I don't care if they want more or they want less. If they're breeding, then I'll feed them more. Because they have to build up follicles and things for reproduction. I'm not trying to make them huge. I'm not trying to make them small. I'm just trying to, you know, feed them on a normal schedule, and however big they get is what they get. This is a 2-year-old though, and they grow until they die. So you have to remember this animal lives, you know, 25 years. By the time she's, you know, pretty much grown, you know, she'll probably be at 50%. She'll probably be a 9-foot animal. Right now, she'll stretch her cage, and her cage is, what? Almost stretched that whole cage, and that's 8 foot. Not quite 8 foot. I think it actually might be 8 foot, but anyways, that's Asia, okay? So let's put her back. And I'm not good at like this standing in front of people thing. It's not me. I'm a pretty quiet, person unless I know you. So it's a little odd even behind the camera. So watch her stretch out and you tell me how long you think she is. I think this is 8 foot, so. I mean, she's a 2-year-old super dwarf. 50%. So she's not high, but she's barely enough to make her a super dwarf. They have to be 50% to be a super dwarf. If you have 25% SD, great. It probably won't get extremely massive, but you're still gonna have a big badass snake because that's not considered by the rules of the trade to be even a super dwarf. It's still mainland. So let's get out Tegan. Tegan is a dwarf, Jampea locality. She's Kalatoa and Madu, the other one. They like to hiss sometimes when they don't want to get out, and that's fine. None of them have bit me yet, but we'll see. Oh, she left me a present. Hi. Hi, girl. Hi, Tegan. So I'm just taking the base of the hook and touching her with it. Come here. Yeah, I know. You don't like getting out and you don't like going back in. It just depends, don't it? And I got a lot of stuff in here for enrichment, which makes it a pain in the ass to get her out. That's fine. There she is. What's up, dude? Oh, I'm by my neck, thanks. Anyways, this is Tegan. 50% Jampea. Her morph is a tiger. She's 100% het. Here's the heterozygous gene for purple. So you can kind of see that when she goes through the light, that sheen. That's in there. Believe it or not, she's pos het amel. So you kind of see where the breeding plans are going. Amel, pos het, albino. 100% het albino. And this one is 100% het purple. Pos het amel. These two are almost the same age. So the last one was a super dwarf. This is a dwarf. This one eats jumbo rats once a week. This one is at least as long as her cage. They're probably about the same length. The only real difference that I noticed is this one's girth and strength. Look at the girth on her already. So you gotta think about that when you're owning this reptile, how much room you have. What are your plans, things like that. That's why I have 2 females right now, no more, no less. There's a reason. Because I'm gonna have holdbacks that I want, right? We'll clean her cage out after this. She left the duty over there and I gotta change her water, but watch her crawl out around now, down the back like she normally does. Go ahead, Caleb. See if she'll move down the back so that y'all can, go on girl. Kind of see her inside. This is 8 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot cage that she lives in. And yeah, my female's gonna be in a bigger cage than the guy that I'm working on getting here. He's a mainland, but my female is the one that's got to lay the eggs, right? Plus these animals get out quite a bit. All right, hon, let's shut this up. Okay, why did I show you just the 2 animals I have? Why do I have, a hobby or business, if you want to call it that, called Arctic Pythons, when I only have 2 snakes? Okay, here's the plan. So the next animal that's coming has 4 genes in him. 4. One of the genes is the one that I want to bring down the line to super dwarf, okay? So at any rate, here's the plan. Well, my picture's actually on that phone. I'll just have to show you guys when he shows up. But these washers and dryer will be out of here. They're not even mine. They're the owner of the house. They're gonna be out. We're gonna have milk, milk cages here, and then the female cages here, and then in my son's room over there, going down the wall. Let's show you how much room we have. Come here. These are the plans. You gotta figure we just got this house like a year ago. So this whole wall right here is gonna be where my racks are gonna go for babies. And the incubator will be in here. So at any rate, let's come back. Let's tell you about the mail that's coming. Obviously you can't ship right now, and I'm working on paying him off. At any rate, he has all the morphs that I personally love, okay? All my favorites. And one that I absolutely love a lot. Remember guys, I'm colorblind, okay? He's a Motley Golden Child Titanium Tiger, okay? He's a mainland. So if you take those 4 genes and you talk about a dwarf, she'll be the first to breed at 3 years old. At the time, the male that I'm bringing into the company right now is a baby. He's got to achieve 1 year old and start developing sperm plugs before I can breed him, okay? I like talking to you guys and showing you guys these things. Obviously, we'll probably do more than snakes also, because I do a lot more than snakes. But at any rate, I want you to be a part of what's going on here. So if I have a male and I breed him to Tegan, which is a tiger, 100% het purple, pos het a male, and he's a Motley Golden Child Titanium Tiger, okay? Think of the babies that will be produced from that, okay? You take a mainland and you breed it to a smaller female. From what Garrett Hartle says, and I believe of him because I've read other things, they tend to take the trait of the mom, okay? So they're gonna be still big animals, but they're not gonna be quite able to be classified as dwarf yet at that point. Whatever babies come out of the very first clutch I ever hatch, okay, they will be 25% dwarf because she's 50. So they'll get half of the percentage of their mother and half of their dad. So, well, the rest will actually be from their dad. So you'll have a 75% mainland, 25% dwarf. Okay, I have to have room for holdbacks. I'll probably want to hold back a female, probably a male, depending on what comes out. My goal is to bring titanium down into the super dwarfs. That's my goal. I love titanium. Also, some of the other ones that are in that male, I'll bring down with me, and they'll be considered as my own line of the Motley, the Golden Childs, the Titanium, and the Tigers. Okay, and obviously I can't keep breeding back to back. Well, I'm growing up some of my females right now, 2 of them, in the 2 different classifications, dwarf and super dwarf, for 1 male. They're going to be his partner. And then why they are breeding through, time, I'll have others that I will bring in, like females, that are also 50% or less dwarf and super dwarf, so that I can take the babies and breed to those. And then some, obviously, I'll breed back to the mom to give my 50%. But still, they'll be smaller and they can be classified as a dwarf. That's my goal. That's how I'm personally going to do it. You can say that's the wrong way to do it. You can say that's the right way to do it. It doesn't matter to me. It's what I want to do. It's something I enjoy. I'm going to enjoy. I love reptiles. Obviously, if you're looking at Burmese pythons, olive pythons, reticulated pythons, you're not looking for a small animal. regardless of whether it's a super dwarf, they're more manageable. That's, you know, still high percentage super dwarf is boa constrictor size when they're an adult. So, you know, not that that's not easy to manage, but it's still a big animal. It's not a giant, like a monster. It's not a corn snake. It's not a ball python. So that's my goals. That's the plans here. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it doesn't go. Who knows what's going to happen. But you're going to be along for the ride if you decide to, you know, keep watching our channel. That's the plans that we have here at Arctic Pythons. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, I think. And we'll make a lot of cool babies. It'll be really interesting, good experience, good learning experience for me. I've never bred this type of python. I'm a boa guy. I bred boas. They have live birth. You don't need an incubator. They're a lot easier. I'm not saying they're easy, but they're a lot easier. This is going to be interesting. So anyways, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to me ramble on again. Hope you guys all stick with us. If not, cool, whatever. Anyways, love you guys. Hope you had a great Christmas and have a great New Year. Take it easy from Arctic Pythons. Peace.